Hi, you there? Hello, hello?
Okay,
Hello?
can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And I see we have one person here. I'm just trying to figure out how I can get myself situated with my tripod. And I know we always have our situational stuff here sitting. But Janice, you are here. Welcome. And what our hope is today is that we can do some quick card readings, test out our system, see what it's like to do our collaborative card readings because um, Dawn and I met each other actually through Chris Rex Minnow Pond Tarot, and we are both interested in manifesting. We are both fascinated by how astrology impacts readings and life. We do have that wonderful solar eclipse that's happening tomorrow. And those always shake everybody up, even the people that don't necessarily know anything about astrology. But the truth is, whenever the energies are stirred up like that, it's an opportunity. It's a growth opportunity. So that's what we're here for. We're here to grow our influence, to encourage and inspire people who really want to understand how to manifest and how to line their lives up internally so that their external life becomes more fruitful. So I love you too, Janice. Thank you. So with no further ado, let me introduce my colleague, Dawn Williams, and we are fairly new contacts. We love each other. We enjoy the decks of cards equally, but we come from a real wide background. So, Dawn, you want to just take a second here and introduce yourself to our folks? Tell us a little bit about what you love about tarot, how you got started, and then we will draw cards.
Well, I got started probably about 40 years ago. So I've been on a very long journey of walking the path, as they say. I went to seminary school to learn how to become a clairvoyant, and I did psychic readings for a number of years. And then just a few years back, I decided I wanted to incorporate the tarot cards into my offerings, which I have
Awesome.
found are very fun. And it has allowed me now to, create a channel and to be able to get out my messages. And here I am.
Wonderful, thank you. And I want to welcome. I see Shahan is here. Shahan, it has been she's been watching my channel for a long, long time. Sandra Gruber, thank you, Sandra. I don't know if you say Sandra or Sandra. And Janice, these are people that have been interested. Katie, hey, welcome. So what we're going to do is I like to call these readings like energy selfies, Dawn, that when people show up and they want to have a card drawn, I kind of intuitively draw one, two, or three cards, and totally open to whatever falls. And then we both have the same deck. Oh, isn't that interesting? How fun is that? Anyway, so what we'll do is we love this deck, right? And I do
Yeah,
have a
it's
second.
one
I
of
have a
my favorites.
secondary, but I love that you've got your oracles out, whatever you feel like, Dawn. Dawn and I have not collaborated before. It's our first time. So thank you for being patient, y'all. Hi, Emerald Light. Welcome. So so I'm going to go ahead and draw a card for Janice. If you're here and you have not put in a request for what it is that you're desiring as an answer, what I like to do is say that I do an energy selfie. So I just let the cards do kind of a snapshot for what it is that the universe has for you today. So then, what I'll have you do, John, can you see the chat also on your
No,
screen?
no,
Okay,
I don't
so
know how to join you on I don't know how to join you on YouTube either so that I could actually see anything. Do you have a link of that or no?
that would be just normally going through your laptop and just going to my YouTube channel, and then on the live tab. However, I think it'll be showing the live right when you go to Fish Out of Water Tarot.
Okay, perfect. Thank
And
you.
then, so you're going to be doing Jahan, and Jahan, I'll just read Oh, she says, I want to let you know that I got that job, which we discussed in the live session. Isn't that wonderful? I'm so grateful. Oh, Tina's here. Welcome, Dog Star Tarot. You guys have to check out Dog Star, please. And also go right away. You want to follow Dawn and like her page. I mean, that's what we're doing here is to, help introduce each other. But Jahan, I'm so glad that you got that job and that things are working out. So Jahan is wanting to know about love, relationship, and marriage. So Dawn, I'll pass that Jahan next to you, and then I am going to draw for Janice. So because I'm doing handheld today, I'm having some issues, but undaunted. So I'm going to draw Janice. I
Second, I'm
feel
still setting up.
no wait, Janice. I feel like you are a one card girl today. So I'm going to draw this one for you just as an energy selfie. And the Three of Pentacles. Now, Janice is a private client of mine, and so she and I have been doing some teamwork on our manifesting, and this card really does indicate to me that it's just supportive of the work you're doing. What I like here is the fact that with our three characters, okay, so you'll want to mute your
I
computer
just
then.
said
Okay,
yes.
perfect.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
So, what I see here, Janice, is just this support of the fact that even though your family of origin, your parents, which is reflected by the green shirted guy at the top, that even though his pentacles were his primary um, production, and even though some people in your family felt left out in the cold, you were all such an important part of his success. He could not have had the success without you and your mom, and even your brother in his own way. So, any kind of division that you used to feel that somehow you were discounted or not important, that's just not true. I got goosebumps all over just telling you this today, Janice, that you were a part of his success. So take that to heart. We are practicing. I don't know if you do tapping, Dawn, but I'm a tapping person. And so there's a new position that I have been playing with. And I want to mention it here because Janice and I have been doing it. I call it the awe position. You know how sometimes you get goosebumps and you think, aw, you know that? So what you
Yes.
do is you take your palm and you put it on your heart. It's just like, and a lot of people do that when they feel joy. It's like, ah, and then we're going to press into our collarbone points. Now, the collarbone points, if you don't tap, if you find the notch at the top of your chest, and then you want to stretch your thumb out to one side and two fingers to the other, and you just press into that soft flesh that's right inside your collarbones. So, with your palm into your chest and just your fingers on those energy points, whenever you feel a rush of goosebumps or pleasure or love, press into that and allow your own hand to bring healing to you because it's precious, some of the insights we get from the cards. And it's like a good remedy. Anyway, sorry I got distracted, but there you go, Janice. Go forth and prosper. I know that you and I are actually going to get to speak today, and you can tell me if that card is significant for you. So I'm going to pass the baton over to Dawn for Jahan, and then next up would be Sandra. So I will be doing Sandra, and you have Jahan.
Okay. Hello, Shahan. Let's see what the cards have for you, dear. Well, there we go. How do I get this to go on camera?
It's gone. It's on camera. Looks good.
Okay, very good. Oh, there's a delay. That's why. Okay, what I'm seeing and what you're seeing is different. Okay, my dear. So your question is in regards to whatever it is. The sun card is my yes card. So if you've been looking for some kind of an answer, if you are wanting to move forward, this is telling me that everything is lining up for you. The sun is all about nurturing, growth, healing, renewal. I mean, this is just a beautiful card. You really couldn't have asked for a better card for yourself. So that's my answer.
Excellent, excellent. That is a great card because I know Jahan is looking for love, and so what a perfect card, right? I mean, that's like a wide open. So yes, yes, yes. Okay,
Yeah,
so
allow yourself just to open your arms. And I feel as though what happens in these types of situations is when you least expect it is when magic happens, right?
yeah,
So,
exactly right. And I appreciate it. John, totally appreciate your being here with us today and being so faithful as a reader and I mean, excuse me, as a viewer on my channel personally. And be sure to go over and follow Dawn Williams Tarot. And we have Dog Star Tarot represented here also. So please follow her. And then I have Sandra. And then next is KD for you. Jahan, I mean, not Jahan, Dawn, so you can be ready for, oh, you can watch now, right? Because you can see the chat.
I can, it's a little bit delayed, but that's okay. I can hear, and as long as I can kind of see where what's going on, I'm
Yep,
good. It's just
perfect.
hard because my phone is upside down, so I can't see a darn thing.
Oh, well, I think you're doing great. You guys, thank you for being so patient with us. So
Yeah,
if
thank
you're
you.
brand
I'm
new,
learning, so I really appreciate everybody's patience as I'm.
absolutely. So if you're new here, I'm just glancing. Thank you for joining. I see we have several people. If you would like to have an energy selfie, just make a comment and we're just going to go down and John and I are taking turns back and forth and doing readings. If you have a question for us, go ahead and pop that into the comments. I always do the very best I can to make sure everybody gets a turn for a reading when we go live, but no promises though, because if it gets fast and furious, it could be hard to catch up. Also, do add a thumbs up and thank you for joining because that just lets YouTube know there's other fellow fish out of water out there who are looking for some joy and a easier life than we have right now. What is it? What's the mystery? What is it you're looking for and how can we help you find it? So let's see. I'm at Sandra. Sandra, I haven't talked to you for a while. Let's see here. I think this one. Okay. All right, my friend. We're looking at, let me pull this in where I can see it. Okay, so we have our Four of Cups. So let's take a breath. So, Sandra, you've been dreaming, haven't you, my friend? You've been longing for something. There's something that you've had some good things happen, and you can't deny that there's been some blessings, and even during hard times, sometimes the blessings are even more sweet. But there is that longing that is causing you to almost miss out. You're not even having your full gratitude for what's here because you want something badly. So when I look at the hand in this, see that hand that's holding up the cup? To me, that means that there is an answer coming and it's closer than you think. But gratitude will really help you. When you get this kind of, there's a word called ennui, it's Ennui, and it's kind of this awareness that things are a little harder than you thought. And it's opposite of excitement. So when ennui kind of grabs you, the quickest cure is gratitude. So take an inventory right this minute because some things are working out great. You just have to accept that some things are slow in coming. So understand the universe sees what you want and wants to support you and wants you to be a little bit more mindful about gratitude. Okay. Now, if it resonates, great. You guys, I'm going to have Dawn give her contact information too. You guys can email me at tarotinfoplease@gmail.com, and I'm more than happy to hear your story and offer you a little bit of more guidance if that's what you're wanting. So be sure to reach out. Dawn, what's your email address? How can they reach out to you?
So my email address is info@dawnwilliamstarot, and my website is dawnwilliamstarot.com.
Perfect. And my website, you can find Manifest Faster .com. So there you go. Okay, excellent, great. And now KD, Don will be reading for you, and then Emerald Light, you will be next. Hi, Divine Light.
Okay, Katie, I am tapping into you right this moment. Hello, sending you golden hellos. Beautiful energy you have there, dear. So what does our, so it looks like you're walking away from something. Oh, and you have a tower card as well. So it looks like you're walking away from something that is no longer serving you, dear. It is something that is kind of an emotional kind of an energy for you. So a lot of times when I see this card, it could represent somebody walking away, someone leaving your life, or you leaving theirs. And when I see this card, for me, it always represents um, walking away with your head held high, and it is your choice to do the walking as well. The second card we got was the Tower card. Now, the Tower card is not a shocking card at this time because of all the stuff that's going on the planet right now. We are in, Mercury retrograde. We have the eclipse tomorrow. So it feels as though this walking away from whatever the situation represents for you is allowing you to just kind of graze everything to the ground and allowing you to have a transformation and allowing you to um, create from this moment forward exactly what it is that you really want in your life. The Tower is also one of those cards that does stick with us for a while, is a major arcana. So I feel as though, even though it may feel as though there may be a little bit of a disruption or a little bit of a heartache or whatever, a loss, it is a slight bit of a loss. I do feel as though now you are going to be able to start again, and you're gonna be able to start this reality any way you choose to do so. So I hope that is helpful to you.
Excellent. That's fantastic. What great reading. Okay, so next we have Emerald, I believe. Let me look and make sure. My my beautiful Emerald. I love your name. Why don't Emerald Light. I just love that. I love that name. So let's pick a card for Emerald Light. Ooh, I know. I love Emerald Light. Look at the Emerald Light on this card, right? It's just glowing. So that whole upper part of the card just jumps out and gets my attention, and especially her turban. So let's take a breath. I'm sensing Emerald Light that forming boundaries has not been necessarily very easy for you. And sometimes when you make boundaries, you feel mean. It's like you turn your face away from them because they need to know that you are saying no. But a part of your mind says, but this isn't loving. I want you to know, Emerald, that sometimes when you draw a strong boundary, it's the most loving thing that you ever did. I like how the stance of this queen, who is an earth mother, somebody who understands the deep value of old traditions and is not going to give up. And so I love how her arms are crossed in front of her. I love how purposed she is. But you need to understand, Emerald, that it isn't mean to tell people to stop. And that's part of what they love about you. So be strong. I'm also noticing that red cushion that's behind, and that's like family of origin things. So again, it's kind of leading me to think that there's some family members that have been kind of pressing your buttons a little bit. But always go inside, depend on your inner strength to give you what you're needing. Okay, Emerald, I hope that that was enlightening for you. It was very specific. So thank you for being here. Those of you who are watching, if you would like a reading, just add a comment. John and I are just taking turns seeing what the cards have for you. Thank you for your thumbs up. We both do private readings and we love drawing more than one or two cards, don't we, Dawn?
Yeah.
To say the least. So if you're hearing anything that you want us to help you dive deeper, contact us. Our contact information will be in the description box below. And of course, just messaging us on during this reading. So Excelente. So now, who do you have next? I think you have Dog Star Tarot, our dear friend Tina, who you know Tina also, right?
I do know Tina. Hi, Tina.
Welcome everyone. And then let me see who's next here. KD.
Dog
Excellent.
star.
Thank
Did she
you.
have a specific question? Because I can't really read
Nope. Nope. That's
anything.
okay. She's looking for that energy selfie. What is it
Okay,
that
perfect. Perfect.
and then divine light, I'll be reading for you and anyone else, please add your names to the list. Okay.
Here we go. Tina, you got the Four of Pentacles, which to me is looking for some stability and potentially in your um, physical security, or potentially maybe it's a health issue that you might be looking at here as well. So fours have to do with stability and balance. And as you see her, she's kind of really hanging on to her pocketbook right there. So it could be one of those things. I feel as though, from what I've been getting from my own readings, is that people are at this specific time, they're kind of a little bit worried about spending any amount of money because things are so uncertain, especially if you live in the US. I feel as though, with all the things that are going on with the economy and all the fear and all the stuff, people are just kind of hanging on to those assets. But you also got the Knight of Pentacles, and the Knight of Pentacles to me represents that you are safe, that you are doing very well, that you can, move forward with any type of a, project or any type of a thing that you would be wanting to spend your money on. But the other part of it is, if it's relating to health, I feel as though there is going to be some type of action that'll be taken here, that is going to find you to better health, because we have progression here. We go from the four to the knight. So the knight is higher up in the arcana than in, this four of pages, or four of pentacles. So I feel as though things are going to be looking up for you here shortly, that answers are coming. You just need to be a little bit patient and also be gentle with yourself if that's the case. I hope you found this helpful.
And you know what? I want to make a comment too that thank you for all of you who are on board right now. I see several people are watching, and if you'd like a reading, just add a comment. We're happy to do that. But what you might notice is that you might resonate with a couple of these readings. And I have found over the time I've been doing this that it's true that birds of a feather flock together. And that's not unusual at all, that we would have people who maybe are having health issues, but the reading that they just heard for Christina blesses them. And that's one of the magical things about live readings is YouTube is a law of attraction tool. It's amazing, isn't it? I mean, where people that are interested in the same topics can be drawn together. So I'm tickled pink to have you here. And if you're just sitting back listening to the readings and being blessed, awesome. But we would also like to read for you personally. So next I'm doing Divine Light, and then we have JS here next for you, Dawn. And Janice says she's open for another reading if nobody else volunteers, so y'all know. And then Dog Star, thank you that the reading resonated for sure. So I'm just giving you the text that I'm seeing in case you're not seeing them. And then Divine Light. I believe that you're my person next. Yes, Divine Light. Okay, let's see here. Ooh, I like this one right here. Okay, Divine Light. Oh gosh, okay. Interesting message here because the Four of Cups came out earlier for someone else. And so I do feel that there are people here, including you, Divine Light, who are um, It oh, you know what this makes me think of instantly is that a solar eclipse that's happening tomorrow. And even if you're not in the zone of what do they call that? There's a special name for where it gets completely dark. but that everything looks a little different, where it's not as bright as it should be. And so I thought, in fact, Janice and I talked about this, about the ancient people. Remember when they would have an eclipse and they would have no clue what was going on? It must have been frightening. But I feel like, Divine Light, that your light is kind of eclipsed right now, that there's like a shadow, and that it everything feels just a little off. And so when I see the Five of Cups card, it always makes me think of crying over spilled milk, that whatever perceived loss has been happening around you or to someone that you love, that perceived loss has stolen of the light. It's stolen some of your, it could be chipping away at your self confidence. The reality is that your brightness has nothing to do with circumstances, right? That your brightness um, is what is absolutely always steady, because we need to always seek the divine first, and that is always the brightest light. All right. So, what I'm seeing here is, yes, there's some spilled milk for sure. And spilled milk always tastes sour, but it's not like the universe throws us tests, but it's a matter of our own being testing our own resolve. How much clarity are you going for? Can you turn your back on this disappointment and go forward to the light? Okay. So I hope that that resonates with you, and be blessed. Okay. I'm standing with you here, Divine Light. I love that you picked that name for yourself. And so, Dawn, I just want with JS. I believe you sent me an email, didn't you, JS, you darling, and told me about the situation. So I am so glad that you are here on this reading. And I'm happy that Dawn is here to read for you, because I don't know if you saw that, but her truck was stolen and
Oh
she
no.
loves her truck. And so it's just like the idea that, it hurts to have a loss like this. So just so you know the background, yeah, let's draw some cards for JS and stand with her there. So go ahead, and then I will say that I believe it's Rosella. You are next up, so welcome. I'm so glad you're here. And yes, JS is
Oh,
affirming. So go, please, Dawn, fill us in.
okay, JS. Definitely, I can see the loss right here. I make sure that this is in view here for you.
Yep, it is.
This 10 of Wands right here is like putting down, it's kind of like putting down a burden. It feels as though you've been holding a lot on your shoulders, not just necessarily this issue, but a few other things that may have also added to, this feeling of being heavy weight on top of you. But the beautiful thing about this card is that she is leaving, she's moving towards her future, and she is taking what she needs with her and leaving behind what she doesn't, and recognizing that this 10 is saying that this is kind of dead, done, and over. This is an ending card. But then your next card that I pulled for you was the Temperance card. Now, this is my overlighting angel card. So it feels as though, even though you have suffered this loss, it feels as though things are going to line up perfectly for you. You are going to be balancing your energies a little bit better between the dark and the light of whatever it is. I feel as though this angel is coming in to help lift your spirits. The other thing about the temperance card for me is that it is a card about being very cautious moving forward, and any kind of, if you're getting your car replaced or you're going to be signing any type of contracts during this time, keep in mind we are in Mercury retrograde, and Mercury is the planet that rules communication, and when it goes backwards, which it really doesn't do, it just looks that way to us on the planet. It really slows things down, but it can mess up in terms of communication. It can break down. any type of electronics. You know, you might find problems with those types of things during these next couple of weeks. So if you're going to be signing any new contracts, let's say you're going to get a replacement card and you're going to finance that, just make sure that you fully understand anything that you would legally sign or look at for yourself, okay? Because you want to make sure that you know exactly what you are signing your life away for. So other than that, I feel as though the worst is behind you, even though it does break your heart that something like this does happen, and my heart goes out to you. I do feel as though the angels are going to come in and assist you with this issue. So you are being divinely guided. And what this is saying is just bring in your higher self. When you bring in your higher self, it allows you to really ground through issues like this. So I hope you found that helpful, and let me know if you have any other questions about that.
That's great. That's great. Thank you. And so it is hard, when stuff like that happens, it's very jarring. So,
Yes,
again, we're
absolutely.
thinking about you. And so now, Rosella, Rose Girl, you want to ask a question? You can go right ahead. And then we'd be happy to read for you. And then we have Mr. Apollo here needing a message from the universe. So I'm going to go ahead and take Mr. Apollo, and then Rosella gives you a chance to ask a question. And Mr. Opalo, well, I love doing what I call energy selfies, where what is it? What is a message that that the universe has for you today? Thank you. Okay, so Rosella, Rose Girl, will I sign the modeling contract and relocate to Paris in April? So Dawn, why don't we do that? It's kind of like a yes no about whether that contract is going to come through in April. So why don't you do the card for that one or cards, and then I will do Mr. Apollo. And let's see, what is it the universe has for Mr. Apollo on this beautiful April 7? Okay. All right, Mr. Apollo, we are looking at this Six of Pentacles. Okay, so this is an interesting card. What's striking me right now is the sense of balance and generosity. There is something going on with your life right now that is, there's a little penny pinching going on where somebody that you feel could be more generous is not being generous with you. In fact, it might feel like breadcrumbing a little bit, where somebody is teasing, like they give a little and they're not giving the full compliment. I'm not so sure. I'm like, okay, let's see, what is this meaning? I just feel like somebody's, that word jerking you around, where they could be doing more and they're not. So I feel in a way that the universe is calling you to take a step backwards and really evaluate if you're getting the value out of this situation. Is the payoff worth it? I just feel like there's something you're not completely seeing, and that you may be giving more than you're getting in return. These words are tumbling out of my mouth. I don't even know what they mean, Mr. Apollo. So I hope this is resonant for you. I do know that is a delicate balance when you're negotiating or when you're in partnership with people, to make sure that the give and take is even, and that people stay in their lanes and don't run in circles. So I hope that message is resonant for you. Thank you so much for visiting. Go forth and prosper. And as one of my mentors always tells me, when you're into some sort of dilemma, energy first. Make sure that you're taking care of your creativity, of your own personal vibe, before you try to serve others. Okay, there's what I have for you. And you have Miss Rosella next, Dawn. Say, by the way, Dawn, are you having fun yet?
Yes, I am. Are you
I have to.
kidding?
I
Any
have to.
opportunity to read is fun for me. I love
I
to read.
Well, I have to tell you that with Don and there's some other readers, I'm going to be hosting these lives because I just love it myself. But a lot of people are a little intimidated at first, but then when you get going, it's just easy peasy. So if you're a tarot reader by chance and you want to do a live here with us, you're welcome to contact me because I want to be able to support people who want to build their channel. So, oh, good, Mr. Apollo, thank you so much because the words were tumbling, and I'm like, I hope this is meaningful. And again, and if you want a full reading, Dawn and I are happy to provide that. DawnWilliamsTarot.com and manifestfaster.com will lead you to our places. So, Rosella, we've got Dawn already while I'm babbling away. Anybody else want a reading? Just add your comment.
Okay, so your first card is the moon card. So there's a lot of things that are still hidden. And it feels as though a lot of things are still up in the air in terms of whether or not you are going to whether or not you're going to be signing this contract this month, because it feels as though there's some things that are still unknown to you that still need to be revealed. I also am picking up that the moon is really important for you this month. So tomorrow, of course, we have the solar eclipse, but tomorrow is also the new moon. The new moon is when we really sit down to set our intentions for the month. So I would suggest that maybe you want to do that and do some journaling for yourself to get that out so that you know that you're writing exactly what it is so that the universe can respond to you. And then the second thing about the moon is that the moon has also got some fear associated with it. So I don't know if you are feeling a little bit fearful in the fact that maybe you'll be overlooked for this specific, um, you know, event or transition. And what, but at the same time, you then have this Knight of Swords, and my Knight of Swords is the guy that really just flies towards his dreams. As you can see, he has a motorcycle here. He is going full tilt towards his dreams. So I would say once you do get any type of response, then you are going to need to take action pretty quickly. And it feels as though then you'll be walking away from your old life to create a new life. And I feel as though you're walking into the sun, you're walking into the light. So I feel as though this is going to be a very positive experience for you. But at this moment, there is still some mysteries, which I don't know that we could tap into exactly what those represent for you. Um, but that's my answer. I do feel that it's going to come. I don't know that it's going to come exactly in the timing that you think, but I do feel it's coming. And then you're going to be walking away from your old life, walking into the sunlight, my dear. And that is just beautiful. So I hope you found that helpful.
Fantastic. Excellent. Good, good, good. If anybody's on right now, you've just joined us. I'm Catherine at Fish Out of Water Tarot. And we have Dawn Williams from Dawn Williams Tarot. We're just doing some open readings today. And if you'd like a card pulled, please do add your comment and we will get right back to you. Okay. Um, and let's see. Oh, what I'd like to do now, because we do have a little gap, we don't have any current questions. So, Dawn, what we do then is we just draw for the collective. And so I'll take a draw for the collective for just the several people who are listening. And even if you've already had your reading, we still want to just create that conversation around the cards. So I will draw a card and I invite Dawn to be ready to do a card for the collective. Okay. So, what is it that our listeners can profit from? What is the news that the universe has for them, for the collective? Oh, very nice, the Justice card. So, some of you who are listening, you are involved with some sort of a legal situation, and you have been doing the very best you can to hold your place. That your counsel has told you to hold your tongue, to stand in peace and trust the system. And everything in you wants to pull the sword out of the sheath and fight your own battle. But you have to remember that right now, trusting your guidance, not only your outer guidance. Yes, El Princess, you can go ahead and drop a question there. But for the collective, if there's somebody out here who's in the middle of that legal trauma, remember that you're keeping your peace of mind and pulling out your most divine, forgiving, peaceful self. You're going to come to a quicker resolution than if we want to draw the sword and fight. You always draw more bees with honey than you do with vinegar. Okay, so we'll have a reading from the collective from Dawn and then El Princess. I would love if you would put your question in there. I'd be happy to give you an answer. So, Dawn, what do you have for the collective?
Okay. My beautiful card for the collective is the World card.
Yay!
I happen to love the World card. So as you can see, she's on top of the world. She's got her lucky dice around her neck. So what does that say, family? It says that we are on top of the world. This is my ending card, but this is the perfect ending card. This is one of peace and prosperity, conclusions, integration. This is about harmony, balance, feeling fulfilled. The beautiful thing about this is when I see this card, when I've been doing my recent readings, because I do readings for all the signs, obviously, probably the same as Catherine. Um, what I've been picking up is that we are all graduating. We're going through graduation right now on a spiritual level. And this is my graduation card. So it feels as though those people who happen to be here at this time are in that trajectory of moving forward on your spiritual path. And not only does that translate from your spirituality down, I have this spray that I use when I do my readings. And this spray is called the Heaven to Earth spray. So when I do my readings, I use some kind of an energetic spray. And that is exactly what I feel this energy is doing. It's bringing our spirituality from heaven down to earth so we can have it in our physical reality here. So I absolutely love this card, and I hope that you all feel blessed by it being in this reading for us today, because I get to experience this too. So yay.
Absolutely. And the thing about that cycles, I just think that lesson that there's cycles that end and start all the time. It's what we learn from nature. And so it
Yeah.
can be a little bit disconcerting, but it's always positive because stepping into a new cycle is super life-giving. So thank you. Wonderful. Okay, so we have, let's see. So I'm going to do El Princess, who's looking to know if she's going to see her person in April. And then we have Semina. I think I got her name correctly, and then that Semina is that will be yours, Dawn, and she is looking for wisdom about contact from her person.
Okay.
So if you can get a timing thing about that and see what comes up there. And so we have Six Sad World. I see you're there. Oh my, and so we will put you in line for sure. So yes, so thank you for putting your question, El Princess. So let me draw our card here for that, for your person, your Virgo who's in separation at the moment. What is it? Are you going to be seeing him in the month of April? Okay. Um, this is a very positive card. I think that this card, but also like it instantly brought up a little bit of fear and doubt in my throat. I could feel the energy of that. So my dear princess, okay. So right now, what the universe wants you to know is that your person knows the connection that they have with you. You are their empress. They think of you with such passion and such deep connection that it's their heart that you not worry. Okay. The timing is so delicate, isn't it? When you have someone serving in a different place. And if at all possible, your person wants to be with you. But it's also important that you honor your own existence separate, that you take care of yourself in every way so that no fears or doubts interrupt the connection with your sweet person. All right, this is a divine connection, isn't it? and I know that you miss each other. So this is like a dual meaning. Could be a physical meeting with you, but it's also such confirmation of exactly how he sees you as his empress. So I hope that this message just blesses and comforts you. Thank you and your family for all you sacrifice for having a service person. And I do hope and pray that this is a brief but close reunion that y'all have in the middle of your journey. Okay, so blessings. Let's all send just love and blessings to that little family. Okay, there could be a pregnancy involved there, and so it's important for this elf princess. We join you, darling. Okay, so we have the Semina, who has been, she's been in a no contact here. She's telling me. Okay, so Dawn, lay it
Yep.
on us. What do you have for Semina? And I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing your name right.
Okay. Let's see what the cards have for you. In this love situation. Okay, so the first card is the Queen of Pentacles, and she is my very beautiful queen. Okay, so the Queen of Pentacles, I feel, is more your energy. I feel as though she is a very grounded, she's an earth energy. She definitely is one that surrounds herself with her physical security. She likes the nicer things in life. She's a natural healer. I feel as though she's very patient, she's very understanding, very kind, a very good friend, those types of energies. In terms of your relationship, I do feel as though there is some type of a delay here. This delay is out of your control. The Hangman is a major arcana card. And so the Hangman is really saying that this delay is out of your control. It does feel as though it isn't really answering the timing question as to whether or not he's going to come back. So I would really like to pull another card as to that level of interest. Is he still interested in you? And if you're looking at a month, I do have some cards that are months of the year. So I will just shuffle these and see what comes up. But I got to tell you that tarot is not always the very best at giving us accurate dates. At least that's been my experience. I don't know if Catherine has any other way that she does it differently, but I have the month of September as your answer as to timing. And I know that seems like it's a long time away. That would be over a year. But I do want one more card. Hmm. Yeah, and the page really has a lot to do with starting a new path or a new direction. I'm not really feeling as though um, I'm not really feeling as though this person is actually going to be coming back. I feel like there's a hang up here that's unknown to us. I don't know what it is representative. I know it's hard to hear that kind of a message. And the other thing that this card does represent, though, is, education. It does represent a younger person. It does represent, um, and the swords energies has to do with the way that we think, the way that we express. So, I mean, if this person does come back, the answer that we got was September, but boy, is that a very long time for you to be waiting.
Yeah, I do feel I like you with the dates. It is hard with dates. I remember one thing that happened once where I was having a reading and the person said, "You're going to have a change in job position in May." And May came and went that year and nothing happened, but the following year it happened, right? So
Yeah, see,
even
yeah,
having,
timing is hard. It really
yeah,
is hard.
but what struck me as you were doing the reading, I was listening and I thought September might be a good thing, like for somebody, if you are still hoping that this is a life, partner, if you really feel that it's your destiny to be with the person, what I always suggest is just dive into making yourself the best possible soulmate. Do your work. Just look at your past heartbreaks and get involved with reading some books and listening to some YouTubes about creating in yourself a strong magnetism for love. And then, if September comes and your person hasn't approached you, then that's a good way of saying, look, I guess there really was nothing there. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't
Yes.
necessarily mean that they might not show up, but it might mean that by time September comes, because it's hard. I mean, I've worked with countless people over 20 years now with wanting to create love, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't, but sometimes you need to put a deadline on your own self. Like if this doesn't pan out by X month, then I am moving on for sure. So that's kind of how I handle that timing thing. So anyway, Yana Anna is next, and she asks, "Will me and my person be engaged? Does he really love you?" Oh my goodness, that's very serious. So let me take a look, and then I just want to peek if we've got other people here. Um, Okay, we do have some people watching that have not left a comment or asked a question. So if you'd like, we're going to be on for about another 7 minutes here. We've committed to an hour of readings today. So again, if you'd like one, please do add a comment. We are happy to add that. Dawn Williams, tarot.com. I'm at manifestfaster.com. Come and visit us on our websites. We would love to know more about you. So, Yana, what does Yana need to know? What is it about this person? Um, because you're asking, do they really love you? And will you be engaged? And it seems like those are questions are coming from two different energies. Okay. So if you're not sure if they love you, let's read for that, because that needs to be there to create what I call a lasting connection. So, what is the universe's um, opinion of this current connection? And we have the King of Cups. Well, this is a lovely card to show up for you, Yana Anna, because this shows maturity and readiness for love. It may not necessarily reflect your person. I'm what I'm struck by with your question is that you're not sure about the connection. So that shows me that your person may be a little bit immature, that they're somehow giving you mixed messages, or that you're not sure about their feelings for you. Because if they were fully mature in their emotions, you wouldn't be guessing. Okay. But what this shows me, though, with this energy being here right now, that there is potential. I think that you may be the more mature of the two of you. And so, again, like I said earlier in the readings today, this is a chance for you to become the best soulmate that you can become. What can you do to make yourself more appealing? Do you need to do some healing about past relationships? Do you have bitterness in your heart towards people, places, or things? Do you need to work on your self concept as far as your career? Are there things that you can work on to build your confidence while you're waiting? And so, do I think he really cares for you? Yes. Do I think he's ready to be engaged? No. I feel like there's a beginning connection here, but there's something out of balance. So I hope that that's uh, encouraging to you. Oh yeah, there you are. Okay. Okay. If you feel like your last relationship has been um, hurtful in any way, you might want to try energy tapping. That's what I do with my clients, and you're certainly welcome to contact me about that. But there are so many YouTubes available from beautiful coaches and healers who work with brokenhearted situations in love. I have a blog. It's called breakupcandy.com. Breakup Candy is many years ago, before I got into manifesting, I worked with people who were getting over divorce and heartbreak. And so that blog is over there with lots of material. There's even a quiz you can take to see what your love profile is. So definitely, if anybody on the call is struggling with heartbreak, take a peek at that blog, because there's something in that breakup that can fuel your future, or it can kind of be a thief and steal your future if you have fear about future relationships. So anyway, Don and I both stand ready to support you if you're moving on to a new relationship. As women who have been listening to problems for years, we can promise you that we have plenty of advice if you need it. Please reach out. Okay, so we're coming up to the finish of the hour. So we don't have any new questions right now. So I think it's a good time to just wrap. Dawn, thank you so much for stepping out of your comfort zone to do a live with me. It is so much more fun to do it with a partner, and I learn as I watched your beautiful readings today. And even though we had a little snafu getting started, this worked out okay for us. But I just want to thank you and be able to support all y'all. Please run, don't walk over to Dawn's social media and like and follow her, support her in any way you can. And I would love to invite you back. I want to have a regular meetings with other readers, and Dawn, I just think it was so much fun, and I look forward to doing it again at some future date. So thank you for coming and sharing this time with me.
I had such a great time. Thank you for the invite. This was really, really lovely. It's nice to also work with another reader to see, just to have that synergy, because it just creates that additional beautiful energy for us all to absorb and to be in as a united family. So thank you so much. And I look forward to coming back.
Wonderful. Good, good. And those of you, again, we're not bugging you, but we just love to hear from you. When I get a note, like when JS sent me an email, thank you, JS, and thank you for coming to get your resolution here, because we do this because we love connecting with y'all. And do you know that less than 5% subscribe, less than 2% sometimes leave thumbs up? So for you guys to come up and spend this whole hour with us, it moves us deeply. And so please do come back and visit us again, and we will see you next time. Bye, everybody. Love you.